because it's been a very interesting ride. I think this is one of the best leagues we've seen in a long time, not just because it had a really high retention, but it was also one of the most simple and fun. It's not perfect, because we did still have the same little problem like every league has, where there's something that's not quite perfect, and this time around that was the actual forest itself is annoying to navigate. It's completely random, and even people's attempts at mapping it in the dark has led to people coming up with a triangle or the diamond strat where there's 4 points, and I can never seem to actually recreate that strategy on purpose. Hey, found your Trial Master? Nope, still haven't found it. What can I talk about with Affliction? So the balance was pretty good, actually. It wasn't overtuned. Okay, it was overtuned, but it was meant to be overtuned. It's like Delirium. You can pick your own difficulty based on how far you push it. And yeah, there's no real way to back out of Affliction. And, but you don't hit 5,000 juice often. And you need to be kind of good and fast to get that anyway. So I think it's very well balanced. It is annoying to do in the sense that you don't know where you're going and it's a bit random every time. So if you're doing a strategy where you want to get the most out of every map, it's also very random and kind of dependent on how your Affliction run goes. So, like with most things, a group can do it better, but no one should hold themselves accountable to what a group can or can't do. So, all in all, I think Affliction is maybe a 9 out of 10, maybe edging a 10 out of 10 for a league. Because as a concept, it's fantastic. It's fun to do. There's bosses, there's gear. I didn't even talk about the NPCs, I'm just talking about doing the mechanic. The NPCs are amazing, each of them. They gave us a little bit too much content, I feel like. I couldn't explore it all. Even if I wanted to, I don't think I could have explored it all in time. I've only tried the charms. I tried tinctures on one build, and I didn't try the warlock. But I did still buy specters from them. And I've got a little collection of them, so I interacted with everything in the league. I did every boss at least once. I haven't got every challenge, but I've seen everything there is. It's easily a 9 out of 10. I don't think time will change my opinion of that. It's not a 10, because it's not perfect. It's not everything I wanted, but I can't fault it. I don't think I can give Affliction any downside, any con, which is weird. The only con would be a design choice of having the minimap hidden in the forest so you can't map out where you've been or where you're going. So, but that would have probably taken away the mystery of the random element, and people would have been able to figure out where to go. So I think that was a good choice. So if anything, I think I should give it a 9.5 out of 10. So, yeah. Anyway, let me talk about what actually happened to me this league. Just so I can, explain why I feel the way I feel. So the first character I made was Necro. I had a really good time playing it. I used Soul Rest up until about 90. I was playing the cold version of Soul Rest. It sucked. It's really fun, but it just can't do red maps. Then I swapped to the poison version of the same build. It did a lot better, but was very squishy. And so then I slowly transitioned out of Soul Rest into Arakali's Fang, and it's been amazing. Arakali's Fang feels faster and just as tanky as EA Champion. But because putting together Arakali's is quite expensive, I put a pause on upgrading Arakali's and got an EA Champion all the way up to 95. And this has kind of been my main build this league, but the Arakali's Fang has been my main investment build. EA Champ has been very, very nice. EA Champ can't quite do T16 afflicted maps. Not quite. It's struggling even for the tankiness of EA Champ, and it's struggling even for the damage and clear speed. I actually swapped to Arakali's Fang again, because I was trying to do Affliction in T16, and I didn't feel like I had enough damage. So I wanted to try and mix Profane Bloom into that to make it a bit better, and it did work. So I made all my money swapping between those two good characters. And then my third character, which I won't be talking about, was actually just a meme attempt at like a Mathel build. He was doing some double strike of momentum meme, and I wanted to copy that. Oh, and it looks like I have... Yep, I've already cannibalized and fucked up this build trying to make something else. So it's dead. I agree, I would have preferred if we had a minimap, but the events were in general worse. Yeah, the events were good, but finding an NPC felt bad after a while. So we needed some way of figuring out where we should go, but we never got that. Like, the wisps I thought would have made sense, like, maybe they always led to something, but no, it was a lot harder to navigate than I thought. Since hiding a minimap only benefited cheaters, it wouldn't harm the experience, I don't think, but it would then make it so that if you had a build restriction, that would be the new barrier to entry. So instead of it being kind of unfair to everyone, if we could see the minimap, it would be unfair to only people who couldn't keep up. So that's why I call it a design choice, not an actual con of the league. First event is always near you, the next ones are always in a diagonal direction. Yeah, and that works. I've got that to work a few times, but I feel like only 1 in 5 maps do I actually kind of know where I'm going. Because the thing that always fucks me up is where I start, and then I don't pay enough attention, I just run around and look for wisps, because I'm trying not to take too much time in there. And say cheaters, I mean hackers with an overlay that can see all the wisps and events. Is that a thing? Is that really a thing? I didn't think that was a thing. I mean, I believe it, but I thought people were just sending, like, a guy into the darkness to look for event spots. Pretty sure. Yeah, it's like it's a strategy people have doing darkness running in Delve. Have a darkness missile. People were able to consistently set... King of the Mist. Kills for 10 div each? Christ. Wow, okay. So people were essentially walling. Or they were... I don't even know how you do that. I didn't know people could, quote-unquote, hack in this game. They were hacking, which is why I said the hidden map never choose. Damn, okay, yeah. Well, yeah. But we can't help that, and we can't set the game around that. It's like we should never balance the game around what a group can do, and we should never balance the game around what cheaters can do. Because that just hurts everyone. And they're pretty good at stomping out cheaters pretty quick. Okay, so those are my 3 builds. Let me talk about what I've got going on. So I'm not quite done. There's still about 2 or 3 weeks left in the league, and I'm using that to desperately get the last few challenges I can to unlock some body armor stuff. I can very easily get to here, and I'll be very happy with that. That was my ultimate goal, but I don't think I'll make that in time. We'll see how much of a bitch Ultimatum is to me. That was the stash, that was the 3 characters, that was how I felt about Affliction. So, with Necropolis 3.24 being only 2 or 3 weeks away, in terms of us knowing a lot about it, I can safely say Affliction was a really, really good one, and a solid way to start this year. So, this could be the beginning of PoE 2. What I mean by that is we might see all of their best ideas saved up for the year before PoE 2 comes out, to get as much good press as possible. So hopefully, the next 3 leagues are going to be bangers. And then we get PoE 2 beta, and then we get PoE 2. Hopefully that's their plan, because if that is the case, then I think they're doing well. I hope they thought this would be a success, because it was. This was a good league. 9.5 out of 10.